So you want to be mad at Shedeur Sanders for being honest and for believing that his team has the talent to win a lot of games. Hmm. Well. Let's talk about it. You know what's funny? Jackson State and the Jackson State fans finally have something good going for them, and they're constantly getting hated on. It's always a but. You got this talent, but this. You guys could win a lot of games, but what about the chemistry? It's never credit due. And that's a damn shame. Because when Jackson State was having their losing seasons and the HBCU team in the SWAC was winning some games, even though they'll eventually lose to North Carolina A&T, I had to drop that nugget there. You would see Jackson State fans show respect and be like, hey, that team is great. But ever since the spring, even before the spring, ever since the acquisition of Deion Sanders, there has been jealousy through and through. Deion Sanders is really trying to level the playing field, updated parts of the facilities of Jackson State, and even requested that everyone should help out Mississippi Valley State. Shout out to them. Shout out to Coach Dansby. I think they'll have a better year this coming year. Despite all that, shines and buffoons want to get mad because Shedeur Sanders was answering a question, and the reporter asked him if he has a good day against that defense, who has Contron Evans, a big boy, D tackle. He's a beast. He's a 4-star. The brother from Auburn, D tackle. He's a beast. Dejon Norgett-Warren. And plenty of others. Shiloh Sanders. The list goes on. Abdul Malik McClain. I'll keep naming them. Isaiah Bolden, who's finally healthy. They came from Florida State. Nothing but talent. You can't come around here and say they do not have SEC talent. By you denying it, you're lying to yourself. It's okay to root for your school and hope they win, but a lot of shines are acting too emotional on this. So I'm going to show you what Shedeur Sanders said, and I'm going to show you, I think the guy's name is the Blue Bloods, I believe. Him. I'm going to show you what he said, and I'm going to give you my opinion.
It equates to a blowout. You gotta understand, y'all don't really understand, like, it's players that have different caliber of talent that all came to JSU. So it's like, when you compare us to a regular SWAC team, a different SWAC team, the best, like, you gotta understand, we didn't come here because we had to. We came here because we chose to. It's a difference.
Now here's the Blue Bloods overreacting and saying something egregious. I want you to listen closely to what he said, and I'll chime in.
Going to have you are going to absolutely have to win your division. Like, that's it. There's no other option. And Deion, like, the pressure is on this team, man. And I'm very, very interested to see how it turns out. And listen, if they go out there and back it up, that is amazing. And shout out to them. And it's awesome that, you know, they were that confident and they went out and backed it up. But until you win, until you actually prove it on the field, man, I got a tough time hearing you talk like this. And I really think it did more harm than good to say that the other players had to be there. They didn't have like a choice. Like that came off very, very negative, man. And I don't think that's true. And I think there's a lot of talented players in the SWAC that are better than Shedeur Sanders right now that are going to take offense to that. And listen, they're going to have to get him a Dennis Rodman on this team. And what I mean by that, and I talked to Scotty on the phone before I recorded, they're going to have to get him like a Dennis Rodman type to defend him. Because if I'm a coach, that first play, I'm like, bro, take that 15 yards, clock him one good time when he lets that ball out. And that we see it happen all the time.
That was pretty climactic, the Blue Bloods. So you want to take a comment by still a teenager very seriously that you suggest that SWAC teams, opposing SWAC teams, tee off on them. I tell you one thing, if any player tees off on Shedeur Sanders, there will be brawls. I guarantee it. I guarantee it. And that would make the whole SWAC look bad because a lot of these games are on ESPN. Again, that's too out of line right there. A wise coach once said, when a team has to do dirty tricks to get an edge or sending out late hits, that means they already lost. So if any of these teams playing against Jackson State has to play dirty to give them some type of boost, then they don't deserve to win. The best teams will always win. The most prepared teams will always win. That is the standard of football. It's a game within a game, my brothers and sisters. Look at all this rhetoric. Teeing off quarterbacks just because they say something that you may not like. But what they're really doing in hindsight is showing props and giving respect to the defense. Out of Shedeur Sanders' mouth, he literally stated that if I had a great practice against a great defense like the Jackson State defense has, you know what they got on their team. I don't have to say the names again. And I missed some names too. Where's the lie? I want everybody in the comment section, where's the lie that Shedeur Sanders said? Unless you believe Jackson State's talented defense is not going to be good. A bunch of rhetoric and a bunch of hating, when we should be all coming together and celebrating what Jackson State has done. They're literally changing the landscape. You got conference realignment happening right now, and Jackson State is still getting recruits. Jackson State is still going toe-to-toe with SEC schools, Big 12 schools, Big 10, Pac-12 on the daily. Going against Alabama, Ohio State, and many others, Florida, Texas, Oklahoma. And they may not get every 4-star recruit, but to get a 4-star recruit in the FCS, that's impressive. Not a 4-star recruit who played some D1 years and then transferred when they didn't pan out. I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about players who are ballers. Look at James Houston from Florida. Wrecked shop. He was hard to block. He's bringing that to Jackson State. And good luck blocking him. Look at the offensive line that Jackson State has upgraded. And you guys want to shit on them? It's Jackson State against the world this season. I repeat, it is Jackson State against the world. I'm going to tell you what I told my homie. There are 2 teams wishing downfall on Jackson State. The first, the powers that be. Y'all know who they are. I'm not going to say who they are. Y'all know who they are. And the old SWAC. See, the old SWAC wants everything what it was. Bad facilities, not having advanced marketing, keeping the old way the old way. But in today's college football, that cannot work. One of these days, y'all got to give some respect and show love to what Jackson State is doing. But I'm not surprised by the response. We got too many haters. I love my people, but we hate on our own every day. And this white dude was spewing off, teeing off Shedeur Sanders. And you got people in the comment section rooting that on. That's pathetic, man. That's pathetic. But that's all I'm going to have to say. Peace and blessings to everyone. Love your neighbor. Love your family and cherish your day. And I'm going to leave this all for you guys to hear. This is what Deion, Coach Primetime Sanders, had to say about building.
Brand new locker room will be complete probably by November with all the bells and whistles, players lounge, barber shop, everything. Brand new turf field. Wow. We're doing a grass field right here. That should be done in probably about a month. So we'll have 2 practice services. We deserve this. Our kids need this. They wanted this. And we went out and hustled, worked our butts off and got it. Walmart, I thank you. NFL, I thank you. And SWAC, I thank you. I thank you. I thank you for everything we're accomplishing. Let me tell y'all something. I want you to start dreaming while you're awake. See, you're doing the old dreams. You're sleeping, you're dreaming, and oftentimes when you wake up, you don't even recall or recant your dream. Start dreaming while you're wide awake, because I want you to see it. I want you to visualize it. I want you to be able to touch it. I want you to be able to feel it. I want you to be able to truly imagine that it could be possible. I wish you would have seen this. Look at it now. Don't you ever tell me what God can't do. Coach Dancy, Mississippi Valley, we had a wonderful conversation with your kids that were there at Media Day, man. How can we help you get this? Everybody out there listening to this, how can we help Mississippi Valley State get the same darn thing we got? Because our kids ain't no better than them. They deserve it as well. It shouldn't be just us. That's a good brother that loves his kids, loves the responsibility that God has placed on his heart, and he loves the position he's in. We need to help him get the resources to do the same darn thing. I'm dreaming, and I'm wide awake.
Welcome to the real world.